Starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the 19th webisode of Tech Tip Tuesday. I'm here with Howard Young, Solutions Architect at Zadara Storage, and he's going to be talking about new drive technology and how you can take advantage of it. Howard?
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, even good evening in some cases. Today, what we're going to talk about is, as Summer introduced me, some of the new technology that we're looking at, which may come into Zadara or may come into other technology, other storage vendors. But a lot of it will apply to, as we deploy new clouds into Zadara. So for drive technology, cover a couple of things. One is how Zadara takes advantage of the new technology as it comes out. And the direction, which is sort of obvious, but all the drives are coming out, they're faster and denser, and they have increased reliability. So if you look at how we produce or generate or deploy our clouds, we always come out with initially two clouds as a minimum for HA. And if we deploy today, 2016, we're going to have pretty much a state-of-art hardware and software in the cloud itself. And so, for example, if you happen to order a cloud today, you're going to get 40 gigabit Ethernet and two Supermicro servers, or however, it could be a Cisco server. But that's pretty much state-of-the-art at 2016. Now, as you expand your cloud, what we'll do is add more storage nodes to that. And next year, in 2017, the actual architecture may change. So the Supermicros that we've deployed this year, they're going to be a lot more powerful, faster CPUs, different types of architectures, and those will get applied into your cloud. And so you'll get better and better performance as time goes on. And then again in 2017, as you keep growing your storage architecture, or even in our public clouds, you'll get that. Now, in 2019, after a 3-year time period, what we do, we start refreshing our hardware. So this gives you basically a brand new set of hardware that is going to be a lot faster and basically up to date. So by 2019, you're going to have extremely fast hardware that's state of the art, and the hardware that we initially deployed in 2016 will just migrate your VPSAs into the new 2019 architecture, and then those will actually operate a lot faster with higher bandwidth, higher IOPS, and so on and so forth, depending on what's deployed. So as they're deployed, you're going to get the state-of-the-art hardware. Your cost per gigabyte is going to go down quite a bit, depending on how the drive technology improves. Now, we can't really predict how it's going to go in 3 to 4 years, but we sort of have a good idea that as we repeat this process, you're going to have a state-of-the-art storage cloud that's going to have additional hardware, or do like a recycle into our process of upgrading the hardware. So in our 2020 vision of Zadara Storage, it's always state-of-the-art. So that's what we're deploying today, and in 4 years, in 2020, you're going to have a state-of-the-art storage. So the basic trend, of course, is everything's getting faster. Today I did a fast.com of my internet, and it's 108 megabits per second. And Google, for example, will announce that we're having 1 gig coming into Irvine, and you can see that it's just going by orders of magnitudes. So that's basically trend of the storage, and that's requiring new storage architectures. So there's quite a few that are out there. Right now, Zadara is state of the art with a scale out and scale up technology, and we can take advantage of all the new technologies that are coming out. Right now, we're deploying with the 40 gig Ether, and basically another year or two, the 100 gigabit Ethernet is going to be the new 40, and that will get deployed into Zadara clouds as we start rolling that out, and you'll be able to take advantage of 2.5 times the performance. So you can see the trends of how the improvements go over time. When I first joined Zadara, this was a 10 gig, and so we're doing dual 10 gig now, dual 40, and then it's pretty easy to see that as the new technology comes in, over time we're going to start rolling this out. Another technology change that's coming out in the new servers is PCI 4.0. So this is coming out next year, and the bus speed is coming out with it's going to be 256 gigabits per second, and right now if you with all the servers with PCI 3.0, that's 128, so we're doubling that. And we're getting some really interesting technology like PCI SAN fabrics, so we're having all complete infrastructure within a server that can support a local SAN within the PCI Express infrastructure. Now we don't do that, but we do something very similar, but we use what's called iSCSI RDMA or ISER, and that's just a direct memory access between two or more servers, and it bypasses the TCP stack. So if you take advantage of that on your side with in Windows or Linux, you can have iSCSI RDMA or ISER with, that goes directly between your VPSA and also your server there. Now the drives are getting denser, and the reliability is becoming better and better. One of the major things that that's driving that is a 3D layering. Now that's both in your hard drives and also in the SSDs. So with the hard drives, what they do is it's a technology called shingles, and basically it gives you like a 3-layer platter. They overlap on certain sectors and tracks, so you get additional storage within the same footprint. And the other thing with the hard drives we're coming out with, the helium drives are allowing you to put in, instead of 5 platters, you can put in 7 platters, so its increase is significant at that point. So you're seeing about 30% increase. And of course, the price for the hard drives are very inexpensive, so your price per gigabit for long-term archive is always going to be like at that HDD or hard drive level. Now the same technology is being applied on SSDs. So what they'll go is 3D NAND technology, where they'll have 48 layers, for example, in the Samsung SSD. And then they're also going into multi-level components here, where you can have 3 and 4 bits for a single cell. So the multi-level cell with 3, 4 bits, and every time they add an extra bit or capacitance on the cell, you double the size of, or that makes it denser by a factor of 2. So this can keep growing out 4, 5, 6, depending on the technology goes, another 4 or 5 years. So you can see how the drives are going to get more dense at that point. Now, Intel has come up with a very interesting technology, and it's called 3D Crosspoint. And it's about 10 times faster than SSD, and it's also about 1,000 times more reliable in terms of wear level. So as you may know, as you erase your blocks or pages within an SSD, you can only do it about 1,000 times, depending on if it's multi-level, or maybe 100,000 to 1,000,000 times on a single cell. But with the cross point, you could do it about 1,000 times more, and you get a better reliability at that point. So right now, Toshiba just released this ZD6300, and it's a 8 terabyte SSD, and of course it's going to be a PCI Express, so it'll use the NVMe, which is just basically allowing you to plug the drive into a PCI slot. So if you look at the state of art today, we're looking at enterprise 10 terabyte drives and for the HDD, and 4 terabyte SSDs. So at the commercial level, they're actually coming up with 16 terabytes and 64 terabytes. So they're getting very large. Now the problem when you get tens of terabytes and 64 terabytes, you still have to back it up, and so we try to come up with the correct price point and performance for you. So right now we're at 800 terabyte or 800 gigabytes, sorry, and we'll go ahead and as the technology comes in, we'll go into larger SSDs and then give you the best performance per gigabyte, and also for the bandwidth. When you go into RAID 10, for example, you get better performance. So that pretty much concludes today for the Tech Tip Tuesday. Next week we'll go into how to scale up and scale down, and I'll show how to go into moving data from SSDs to SATA and how to add drives. And it's really important, when you do any type of software-defined storage, that you can go ahead and change the parameters so you can get the performance correct for your application, or even just to simply getting the right size. So that's one of the flexibilities with Zadara, and we'll go over that next week. Summer, are there any questions for this week?
Howard, there aren't any questions this week unless anyone wants to speak up now. Does anyone have any questions for Howard? I think we're okay. Thank you again, Howard, for sharing on how to take advantage of new drive technologies for better performance and speed. Thank you again, all the attendees who joined us this week. Don't forget to tune in next week to learn how to scale up and down your storage. Thank you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.